So, let's talk about number 14 in the Chapter 7 Mastery test. So we want to simplify to standard form a bunch of stuff. And what's the thing we need to remember for doing complex number stuff? I squared is -1. That should be roughly the only thing you have to remember, except maybe in part C where there's some kind of trick there. Okay, so how about A, where I've got, can one of you guys read this for me? You guys are getting to the point where I think you can read math. Danielle, you want to take a crack?
2 times 4 minus 5i minus 3 times 3 minus 4i.
Okay, cool. I would have thrown quantities in here, so I would have said 2 times the quantity,
4 minus 5i. Okay.
4 minus 5i, minus 3 times the quantity, 3 minus 4i. Because otherwise I'm not sure if I'm just multiplying the 3's or if I need to multiply the 3 by the whole thing.
Okay.
So what's your first step on this one?
Distribute it.
Distribute. Okay, so you get, so distribute, and we'll get 8 minus 10i minus 9. And I think the mistake I saw most of you making on this one, sorry, let me rephrase. The only mistake I saw any of you making here was really this minus sign. Right? That should be a plus, because you've got a minus 3 times minus 4, right? Okay, so after I distribute, what do I do? Combine like terms and write in standard form. So I just need the, which things? Numbers first. So what's the numbers here? -1 and plus 2i. Perfect, done. Part A answer. No? Okay. So part B, somebody want to read this one for me? Perfect. The quantity 4 minus 5i times the quantity 2 minus 4i. So what do you need on this one? Foil. Okay, so when you foil, what do you get? 8
minus 16i
minus 16i minus 10i
plus 20
minus 20 plus
20 negative
well, it's plus 20i squared, and then you get.
Okay, so there is some contention, right? It's either minus 20 or plus 20i squared, right? Those are the same thing?
I just changed it when I combined like terms, which is confusing.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a look at this. I'm going to think minus 20 here, right? And then when I combine like terms, what's your number here? It's your kind of plain old regular everyday number. -12, right? 8 minus 20 gives you -12, and then your i's are minus 26 i's. Bam, done?
Yeah. I just combined that.
Cool. All right, how about part C? Somebody else want to take a crack at reading part C?
The quantity of 4 minus 5i is divided by the quantity of 2 minus 4i.
Perfect. Very good. And loud enough I don't have to repeat. Cool. Good work. All right, now what? So I want to put this in standard form, right? So what does standard form mean I need to do with this thing?
Find the conjugate of the bottom.
Why?
So there is no variable, well, there is no unquantifiable number on the bottom. There's no I.
Yeah. I don't want an I on the bottom, because standard form doesn't have a bottom, right? So I gotta get the i's to the top. So I might remember that there's this thing called the conjugate. So what's the conjugate in this case, and which am I looking for, top or bottom? Bottom's conjugate. So what's the conjugate of the bottom in this case?
2 plus 4i.
Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 2 plus 4i on the bottom. Oh, and the top, because I have to do it on the top if I'm going to do it on the bottom, right? And then this next step is going to be what?
Foiling the top and the bottom.
Yeah, double foil.
Well, foil and blue.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, perfect. Why don't I need the outside inside on the bottom?
Cancel each other out.
Yeah, because I'm going to make difference of squares with this thing, so they'll cancel, right? So on the top, what do you get? 8
Plus 16i.
plus 16i
Minus 10i.
minus 10i
Minus 20i squared.
and minus 20i squared. Cool. And on the bottom,
4 plus 16.
4. Maybe let me write out one step here.
Minus
So
16i.
4 minus 16i squared, right, which really is plus 16. So combine like terms here. On the bottom, I'm going to get over 20, right? And on the top, that's really thinking about this as plus 16, right?
20 plus 16i.
So we're going to think about this minus 20i squared as
Plus 20.
plus 20.
Mhm.
And then we're going to,
So you get 28 plus 6i.
cool. So I got 28 plus 6i over 20.
Take out the 2.
Yeah, then we could take a 2 out of the top and bottom and cancel it. So I'll get out of this 14 plus 3i over 10. I can take another 2 out of the stuff on the left, right? But not the i's. So if I made this into really like super standard form,
You'd write it 14 over 10.
I'd write it as 7 over 5 plus 3 over 10 i's.
So is it legal to take common multiples out of the imaginary complex numbers?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, they work the same way as variables, right?
okay.
It's just a new number. It doesn't act any different than the old numbers, except that when I square it, I get -1.
Well, I know. I just think of I as square root of -1, and usually when you have a number in front of a square root, you don't simplify it into other numbers, right?
Oh no, I would.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds great.
Yeah, I think it's just been a while since we did quadratics. Questions on C? That was the hard one. You guys want to do the last one, D? All right, so can somebody read me part D? What have I got here? Nicole, can you read part D?
Yeah, the quantity of 3 minus I squared.
Perfect. The quantity is 3 minus I squared. So what do you do with it? Foil. Okay, so maybe I'll think about it as 3 minus I times 3 minus I. And then we'll foil. So if I foil, what do I get here?
9 is minus 6i minus 12 plus 1.
9 minus 6i plus I squared, which is the same thing as -1. And so all told out of this, you get, oops, you get 8 minus 6i. And that step was combine like terms. Boom, done. Questions on any of these? Anything you guys remain confused about? So one of the tricks you need to remember with i's, treat it like a variable or a number, right? I squared is -1,
So
and
-9.
that conjugate thing might be helpful when you've got a fraction. Anything else? You guys?
Wait. Never mind. I figured it out.
Okay.
Got it. That's what I did.